Good afternoon. Welcome to a new class session. Yes, good afternoon, Ruchik, Aromal P. Nair, Aishwarya, Adira Ashok, Arya, Manchu, Devi, Devika, yes. Yes, Arya Menon, good evening. So, yes, I am going through all the chats. So, good afternoon everyone. Today we are going to discuss, of course, quantitative aptitude. In the first session, I am giving importance to word problems, at the same time a missing DI, a missing data interpretation. Today we are going to discuss a missing data interpretation question. Actually, it is a basic question. It is very easy to find. It is not a moderate or difficult level. It is a below average question, and it is a good question, right? So, good afternoon all. So, let us start discussing the missing DI first. First of all, I will analyze that. I will give you an idea about how to approach that missing DI. After that, I will provide you 35 seconds for each question. You need to solve that one by one, right, as you all know that. So, let us start discussing the questions one by one. First, we are discussing a missing data interpretation question. So, this is the first one. So, what is the difference between data interpretation, normal DI and missing DI? Here it is a table, right? So, in this table, as you can see here, direction 1 to 4. So, 4 questions based on this table will be asked. So, study the following information carefully and answer the questions given below. So, the years clearly given from 2012 to 2016. Yes, 5 years are given. After that, total number of votes, here the value is missing. Here percentage of valid vote, that value is missing, and a valid vote of male and female. So, that ratio is given. Similarly, for 2013, yes, total number of vote is given, but the percentage of valid vote not given, ratio is given. And then for 2014, total votes and the percentage of valid vote is given, but the ratio is not given. Similar to that, 2015, yes, here total number of votes is missing, but valid vote percentage and the ratio is given. And for 2016, total number of votes given, of course the valid vote percentage is given, and the ratio, it is unknown, that is missing. So, some values are missing in this table, right? That is why these type of data interpretation questions are called a missing data interpretation. Okay. To analyze this question, or in order to solve these questions, for example, here when we consider this value for 2013, total number of votes, I am just analyzing this table, listen carefully. When we analyze the table, this is total, right? Total number of votes. Out of total 500, percentage of valid vote, that value is not given. It may be given in the question as an if condition. For example, out of total number of votes, 10% are valid vote. That if condition will be given in the question. I am telling you an example, listen carefully. So, if 10% are valid vote, what that means? 10% of this 500, that is 50, right? That will be the valid vote. That 50 will be splitted in the ratio 5:4. Out of that 50, out of 9, 5 will be males, and out of 9, 4 will be female. That is the meaning. I hope the idea is clear for all, right? This is the way to approach this missing value, that will be given as an if condition in the given questions, given 4 questions. You need to analyze that and solve it. Okay, I hope the idea is clear for all. So, let us start discussing the questions one by one. First question, based on this missing DI, I will provide the table here. You can analyze that table. No need to write anything, just analyze the table. I will provide that in the right hand side. Just look into that table and find the answer for the given question. So, 35 questions for the first question, and your time starts now. Yes, time is up. Answer please. Okay, Manju KP. Good, very good. Yes, Aravind D. Correct, very good. Yes, Amrita Devi P. Pradisha Sam. It's an easy question. In order to make the missing caselet, in order to get an idea about the missing caselet, that's why I provide a basic question from this set. So I think it is clear for everyone, and it's an easy question to solve. Yes, plenty of answers are coming, so I am explaining that. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. In 2014, if the valid vote of female was 120, so in 2014, so they are dealing with this year, 2014, right? If the valid vote of female was 120, valid vote female is clearly given as 120, then what is the ratio of valid vote of male and valid vote of female? So we need to find valid vote of male is to valid vote of female, correct? Listen, it is very easy to find. The reason why is, for 2014, the total number of votes 1000 and the percentage of valid vote is clearly given as 48%. So 48%, since it is 1000, it is very easy to find 48% of 1000, that is 480. So 480 is the total number of valid vote. Out of total, clearly given that out of total vote 480, clearly given that if I consider male and female, it is clearly given that this female is 120 out of 480. If this female is 120, then for sure the male will be, in order to make the sum as 480, it should be 360, right? So 360, 120, that is the count, and we need to find this ratio. That means valid vote male is to valid vote female, that is 360 is to 120. On cancelling, yes, 1 time, 3 times. So the final ratio is 3 is to 1. So for this question, the answer is option number 1, 3 is to 1. Very good. When you answered it correctly, and it's very easy to find, right? It's a basic question, so I'm not wasting the time. Moving on to the next question. I hope this idea is clear for all. Just analyze the given table and find the answer very quickly. All the 4 questions are very easy to find. Try to find it within 35 seconds. That is what I require. Okay, so moving on to the next question, and your time starts now. Yes, time up. Answer please. Okay, Atira Ashok, Arya Pradisha Sam, Amruta Anchu Ruchik, Aravind D. Okay, Devika Aromal, Sham Krishnan, Mahira Anakha, Devi P, Vishnu Priya, Atulya. All are attending correctly. Very good. So yes, very good, Ramya, Hari, Anjali. So I am solving this question. It's very easy, right? So I am solving this question. Listen carefully. In 2015, so in 2015, the difference between the number of valid vote of male and the number of valid vote of female is clearly given. A real world value is given, that is 120. What was the total votes in 2015? We need to find this value, total vote, right? You should remember that. Out of total, 60% is the valid vote. So if this is 60%, the total will be, the total in a percentage means it is 100%. So 100% is what we require, right? If we know the 60%, then this 100% will give the answer. On applying the Brocken chain, we will get the answer, correct? So I am applying that logic. For that, first of all, listen, the difference between the number of valid vote of male and valid vote of female. On looking into the ratio, we know that valid vote of male to valid vote of female in ratio, it is 7:5. And this difference, that is 2, right? That 2 corresponds to, clearly given as 120. The difference between male and female. If we look into this ratio, this is 7:5 and this difference is 2, right? This 2 corresponds to this 120. From that, we can find the total valid vote. That means 7 plus 5, 12. That will be the total valid vote. On looking at this, it is 2 into 60, that is 120. So 12 into 60, we will get 720 as the total valid vote. We will get this as 720, correct? That means this 60% corresponds to 720. And we need to find the total number of votes, correct? So total number of votes, that is 100%. So 100% will give the answer. I am applying broken chain. Yes, or we can apply, or you can directly say like this, that is 672. On applying it, you will get the answer. I am using the broken chain for that. That is, I can cancel this 23 times and 25 times. So 720 into 5 by 3, correct? Yes, 3 2 times, then 4 times. Yes, 240 into 5, that is 1200. Option number 2 is the answer. Or you can directly say that 60, 72, 6. On dividing, you will get the operating value. On multiplying, you will get the answer. That is 60 12 times, that is 720. Then 100 12 times, it is 1200. Or you can say like that also, right? So for this question, the answer is option number 2, 1200. When you answered it correctly, very good. So I am moving on to the next question. Arandus, why you answered it as 400? It is not clear for me. There is no value related to 400. That may be a mistake, I think. Okay, anyway, back to the missing caselet question. So discussing the third question. Your time starts now. Time up. Answer please. Amrita Shashikumar, okay. Yes, answering it as option number 3. Okay, many answered it as option number 3. Yes, I am going to check that. Listen carefully. Question number 3. I am reading that question. In 2012, the respective ratio of the total number of votes to the valid vote is 5:2. Then the number of valid votes of females in 2012 is what % of the total votes in the same year? So in 2012, dealing with this year, the ratio of total number of votes to valid vote, total number of vote to valid vote is clearly given as 5:2. So in order to calculate it in an easier way, I am writing like this. Instead of 5, in terms of 100, I am assuming that the total number of vote is 500. If the total number of vote is 500, then this is 5 and the next one is 2, then the valid vote will be 200, correct? The reason why I am assuming is that I need to find only the percentage. So we can assume any value, right? Since it is asked to find only the percentage. Okay, right. Then after that, what we need to find, then the number of valid vote of female in 2012 is what percent of the total votes in the same year. We know that when we consider in terms of 100, with respect to total votes 500, valid vote of female using this 200, we need to find the value for female, right? So I am going to find that, as we know that 5:3 is the ratio given. If the total is 8, that 8, we know that total valid vote, it is 200, right? And we need to find the valid vote, this one. So on calculating, we know that 8, 200, we can find the operating value, or simply we can say like this, that is 200 into, right, out of 8 portion, 3, that is a female. You can apply this broken sheet or using this operating value, you can find the answer. But here I am thinking like this, that is out of 200, if it is 8 out of 8, 3 portion is female, right? I am cancelling and solving this. Listen, 4 2 times is 450, then after that 225, so 25 into 3, that is 75. So out of this 500, that female count, if we consider it as 200, then that female valid vote will be 75. So this 75 is what percentage? This is what we need to find, correct? I am cancelling these two zeros. S5, it is 15 times. So we can say that for this question, the answer is option number 3, 15% answer. Good. So moving on to the next question. I hope it is clear for all. Yes, last question based on this particular missing DI. Your time starts now. Yes, time's up. Answer please. Yes, Manchu, Sham, Ruchik, Pradisha, Athira, Aromal, Arya, very good, very good. All are getting the answer. Happy to see that. So listen, question number 4. It is happy to see that you are answering it correctly. One point you need to be careful while solving this question. You need to try to attempt within that limited time. That is, if I provide 35 seconds, try to solve it within that time. That is very, very important. You should practice well for that, right? You can attempt the question, of course you will get the answer, but in that limited time you need to find the answer. Okay, so I am solving this. Listen carefully. Question number 4. If the average number of valid vote in 2013 and 2016 was 435, so valid vote 2013 and 2016, so 2013 and 2016, we can find the average valid vote for 2016, that is, this is 1500 and 40% of 1500, that we will get it as the valid vote, right? So 1500, 40% of that, 40% we know that it is 2 by 5, correct? So 5, it is 302, that will be 600. That means 40% of this 1500 will be 600. and they are connecting like this, the average number of valid vote in 2013 and 2016. So average vote means I am considering it here, valid vote 2013, valid vote 2016. The average of this is, we need to add both and divide it by 2. This we will get as 435. This is given, correct? And we know that, we found that valid vote 2016, this value we know that it is 600. Okay, I am crossing this, from this data I am going to find valid vote 2013, and what we need to find then the total valid vote in 2013, and they are comparing with this 2013. Total valid vote in 2013 is what percent of the total votes in 2013. So we need to compare this total valid vote of 2013 with respect to this 500. So we should find this value, right? We can easily find this value, that is valid vote of 2013 from this data. I am crossing this, on crossing, yes, 435 2 times, 400 2 times 800 and 870. So on crossing, valid vote of 2013 plus 600 will be 870, correct? Or we can say that valid vote 2013 on subtracting, it is 270. So we got this 270. Next, what we need to do, we need to find that the total valid vote in 2013 is what percent of the total votes in. So this particular 270 is what percentage of 500 is what we need to find. So with respect to total 500, this 270 is what percentage? So cancelling this, we know that 5 times 25, then 2 4 times. So for this question, 54% is the answer. The answer is option number 4, 54% answer. Yes, all answered it correctly. So this is the procedure for finding the question, for finding these type of DIs. You need to remember while dealing with missing data interpretation questions, this is an easy question, right? When we are dealing with tough questions in previous examination, we can see the plenty of missing data interpretation questions based on topics. That means time and work, time and distance, like that, right? You should be careful while solving the questions based on missing data interpretation questions. Of course, from this we got an idea that if something is missing in the table, that if that condition will be given as if in the question, using that if condition we need to find the answer for the question. I hope this idea is clear for all. So let's move on to the next set, that's the probability. In the last session, many asked probability questions, tried to add probability questions. That's why I included a single question. From based on that 3 questions are asked. Here also I am discussing only some basic questions related to probability. In the upcoming class we will provide tough questions based on that, because we need to consider new students also. That's why I am including basic type questions based on probability. In the upcoming class, of course, they need to watch that tough level questions. So let's discuss that question. Are you ready for that? Yes, so listen, it's very easy to find. If you know the probability basics, it's very easy to find. So I will explain that very in a detailed way. You should try to solve it. Okay, right, thank you. Listen, question number 5, your time starts now. Time up. Time up. Actually, it's a previous question, previous year question. A set of 3 based on one question that a box contains 2 blue cap, 4 red, 5 green and 1 yellow. Based on that particular data, they asked 3 questions. Yes, option number 1, very good, the answer is correct. I hope many of you know the basics of probability, that is why they are attending this question. I am happy to see that. So listen, I am explaining in my way, listen. For the new ones, you should understand, when we are dealing with probability, when we write probability out of total, we should consider the possible. So possible outcome divided by total outcome, that is a frame for probability. Here this question, many questions, when we are looking into the previous question paper, we can see that many of the questions are from based on, our questions are from balls. If you consider the topic probability, many questions are from the content balls. So that this content is very, very important. Listen, a box contains 2 blue, 4 red, 5 green and 1 yellow. Okay, if one cap is picked at random, we are selecting only one cap. What is the probability that it is either blue or yellow? So blue or yellow, or in probability, if you condition or condition, you need to put plus sign, you should remember that, right? So here total, we know that 2 plus 4, 6 plus 5, 11 plus 1, 12. So total 12 balls are there, that we know. Since we are selecting only one at a time, I am not writing combination. Actually we need to write like this, total 12 balls are there, from that 12 we need to select one ball, 12C1, that is a way to write, but I am not writing because 12C1 is 12, that is why. Okay, so from that 12 we need to select one ball, that one ball it is either blue or yellow. So in order to get a blue ball, we know that if it's, we need to select a blue ball, total 2 blue balls are there, from that 2 we need to select a blue ball. Next condition is that if it is a yellow ball, total again 12 balls are there, if we need to select an yellow ball, we know that total 1 yellow ball is there, from that one we need to select 1 yellow. So if you are selecting a blue, this will be the probability, if you select an yellow, this will be the probability, right? Since it is an OR condition, we need to put a plus sign. So denominator is same 12, numerator 2 plus 1 3, on cancelling it is 1 by 4, correct? So for this question the answer is option number 1, 1 by 4 answer. Yes, all got the answer. Always remember that when we are dealing with probability, if we are selecting only one at a time, we will never consider combination, but it is there, but it is actually there. But if we consider 12C1, 12C1 is actually 12, that is why we are not writing 12C1. Okay, so but remember that if we are selecting more than one at a time, that means if we are selecting 2 or 3, that is the next question, you should remember that. If you are selecting more than one, for example if you are selecting 3 balls at a time, then you should write from total 12 balls are there, from that 12 I am selecting 3. So you should write combination. I hope this is clear. So let's start discussing the second question based on this probability, and your time starts now. Yes, time up, answer please. Okay. I got only 2 replies. Yes, Aravind D, correct. Ruchik, Sri Kripa Bhatt, good, very good. Sri Kripa Bhatt, please check it, it is it's not correct, please check it. Okay, only less number of reply from the student side. Okay, 3, okay, right. DAP backend also the count of reply is comparatively less. Aravind D, it is correct. So I am explaining this, listen carefully. For these type of questions, same cap numbers, same color, no change for that. The only change to the question is that if two caps are picked at random, so I am reading that question, listen carefully from the beginning. A box contains 2 blue cap, 4 red cap, 5 green cap and 1 yellow cap. If 2 caps are picked at random, what is the probability that at least one is a red? At least one is a red. Here, if 2 caps are picked, as I said, if I am taking more than one at a time, if I am selecting more than one at a time, of course we need to write combination, right? So the frame will be like this. We know the total 12 balls are there. So total 12 balls are there. From that 12 we need to select 2 balls. That is a condition, correct? So this is the total possibility. Out of that, the condition is that what is the probability at least one is red? That means if we are selecting 2 balls, at least one should be red. At least one means greater than or equal to 1. So that means greater than or equal to 1 red. That means if we are taking 2 caps, at least one should be a red. So or both, all the 2 should be red. So 2 possibilities are there. That means if I am selecting 2 caps, the first condition is that I am taking only 1 red. That is at least 1, right? Because greater than or equal to 1, that's the meaning. So I am considering that first. I am taking only 1 red. If that is a condition, from 4 red I am selecting 1 red. In that condition 1 red is selected, right? Next, since we need to select 2 caps, we know that already I selected 4. Remaining 2 blue, 5 green and 1 yellow is there. So 5 plus 1, 6 plus 2, remaining 8 balls are there of different colors. The condition is that we require 1 red. So I selected that 1 red. Remaining 8 balls are there. From that 8 we can select any one. That is possibility number 1. Second possibility is that since we need to select 2 balls, at least 1 red means I can select 1 red ball. That is a possibility I wrote here. Next I can select both the balls or both the caps as red. So if I am selecting both red caps, that is from 4 if I am selecting 2 red caps, then from remaining 8 I can't select a single one, 8C0. And we know that 8C0 it is 1. Always remember that the minimum value for combination is 1. If we consider 0C0 also the value is 1. If we consider 1C0 the value is 1. So 8C0 is also 1. Remember that. So this is the condition. So at least means greater than or equal to. So that means 1 red or more than 1 red. That means 2 red. So add both. We need to consider these 2 possibilities. So I am solving this. Yes, here 8C1 is 8, 4C1 is 4, 8 4s are 32 plus 4C2. 4C2 that means 4 into 3. We know that 4C2 is 4 into 3 divided by 2 into 1, correct? So 2 times 3 into 2 6. So 6 into 8C0 is 1. 6 into 1 is 6. So 32 plus 6 divided by 12C2. 12C2 actually 12 into 11 divided by 2 into 1, correct? So 2 6 times. Finally we can say that 32 plus 6 38 divided by 6 into I think we are facing a small technical issue. Is my voice audible? Any problem? Any problem with the live session? I want to know that. Please do comment. Someone chat reply messaged me that there is some buffering issue. Any problem with that? Please do reply. So video stuck. Is there any problem? You are audible, sir. Now all clear, sir. Okay, right. Okay, right. Listen. Yes, answer. option number 2. Many answering it as option number 2. Now it's clear. Okay. So I am explaining this one. Listen carefully. A box contain again 2 blue cap, 4 red cap, 5 green cap and 1 yellow cap. If 3 caps are picked at random, what is the probability that 2 are red and 1 is green? Here we are selecting 3 caps. Then for sure we need to write combination, right? So total 12 balls are there. From that 12 we need to select 3. Since we are selecting 3, 12C3. After that, what is the probability that 2 are red? So we need to select 2 red and 1 green. We need to select 3 caps, and it is clearly given that 2 should be red and 1 is green. So I am selecting 2 red, that means total, we know that total 4 reds are there. From that 4 I am selecting 2 red and 1 green, right? Since I am taking it as a group, always we need to obey the multiplication principle into, if it is a group, right? And we need to select 1 green, total, we know that total 5 greens are there. From 5 green I am selecting 1 green. So this will be the possibility. On solving you will get the answer, right? So 4C2 means, as I said, 4 into 3 divided by 2 into 1, that is 6, right? 6 into 5 divided by 12C3, that we should calculate, that is 12 into 11 into 10 divided by 3 into 2 into 1, correct? Starting from 12, 3 numbers are required, so 12 into 11 into 10 divided by 3 factorial, 3 into 2 into 1. I am cancelling this. Yes, 3 4 times and 2 5 times, okay, and I can cancel this 5 and 5. After that 2 times and this is 3 times. So we can say that the answer is 3 by 2 into 11, 22. So 3 by 22, correct? So for this question the answer is option number 2, 3 by 22, answer. Yes, many answered correctly. Discussing remaining 3 word problems from 3 different topics. I hope this session is clear. Up to this question it is clear for all. So moving on to the next question, it's a word problem, I think from the topic population I think so, right? So your time starts now. Do it quickly. Time up, answer please. Answer. Hello my dear friends, are you there? Yes, option number 1, Ajit. Aparna saying that it is option number 5. So different answers. It is taking too much of time for solving this question. Please, Nasri saying that it is option number 1, Devi P saying that it is option number 4, data inadequate. Radhakrishnan says it is option number 2, 15,000. So different option numbers for a question. So I am explaining that, listen carefully, it may be difficult for someone, that is why I am getting different options. Just now option number 4, data inadequate, ROMLP answering it as option number 4. So listen carefully. When we are dealing with population question, if you watched my recorded video, I explained in that video that you should remember that when we are dealing with population, population always compounds. Population always compounds. That you should remember always. So you should apply the compound interest frame for finding the answer for population question. Of course, you know that when we are doing compound interest question, we will apply 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1 Pascal's triangle frame. We can solve like that. But for this question, this particular question, we need to apply the compound interest frame, and the frame is that we know the formula based on compound interest, that is amount A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to n, right? So I am solving using that frame. So I am reading that question, listen carefully. Present population of a town is 12,000. It increases at certain rate, that rate is unknown, and the population becomes 27,000. So 12,000 was the present population and it increases at a certain rate and the population becomes 27,000. Okay. After 6 years, what will be the size of the population after 3 years from now? So we should remember that this 27,000, this is for after 6 years amount. That means this 12,000 amounts to 27,000 in 6 years. That is the way we should remember, right? What will be the size of population after 3 years from now? And we require after 3 years population. Yes, remember this frame. We know that amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to n. Or we can say like that, amount by principal is equal to 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to n. I hope you know this frame. Normally we will study like this, amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to n. I am taking this P to the left hand side, then becomes amount by principal. This will become the ratio, amount by principal ratio. Here certain rate, that means the rate is not changing and the time is changing. So listen, first of all they are dealing for 6 years, that means the time period is 6. So using that frame I am going to find this. Listen, the present population of a town is 12,000, means the principal, the initial value was 12,000 and it changed to 27,000 in 6 years time. So it amounts to 27,000. So I am writing that 27,000 here as amount, comparing with that form, divided by principal, if I am assuming it as 12,000, is equal to 1 plus R by 100, that rate is unknown, that's why I am writing 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to 6. For 6 years this is the amount and principal, and the ratio will be this 27 and 12, right? On cancelling we know that it is 3 9 times and 3 4 times. So this will be 9 by 4 will be amount is to principal ratio. I hope this is clear. For 6 years, for this amount and this principal, the ratio will be 9:4. On cancelling we will get as 9 by 4, that is 9:4. So what the question is, so I am writing that 9 by 4, that will be the ratio for this 6 years, 1 by 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to 6, correct? And we require the population for 3 years, after 3 years. After 3 years means instead of 6 here we require 3. In order to make this 3, it is very easy, right? Just multiply this with 1 by 2. When we multiply this with 1 by 2, then becomes 6 into 1 by 2, that is 3. Since in the right hand side power, if we multiply it with 1 by 2, in the left hand also we should multiply it with 1 by 2. We know that something raised to 1 by 2, it is square root. Because square root of 5 we can write as 5 raised to 1 by 2. Similar to that, if we write something raised to 1 by 2, that is 9 raised to 1 by 2 means it's square root of 9, and this is square root of 4. So square root of 9 it is 3 and square root of 4 it is 2. So we got amount is to principal ratio for 3 years. So finally we got amount is to principal ratio for 3 years, that is 3:2. From this data we know that the principal, it will not change, that means the initial value, the present population 12,000, it will not change, that means this 2 corresponds to 12,000, correct? If that is a condition, we need to find after 3 years, so this 3 will give the answer, and we know that 2 6,000 times it is 12,000, so 3 6,000 times will give the answer, and the answer is 18,000. For this question the answer is option number 1, 18,000. You should remember that, it is a very important question. I hope this is clear. Many answered, many given different options. it is not data in educate, we can find the answer for this question, and the answer is option number 1. I hope it is clear. Is it clear for all? I want to know whether if you have any doubt related to this. No need to retract the message, it is not required, right? If you got a wrong answer, that is not a problem. Anyway, clear for all. Thank you very much. Next question, question number 9, and it is from another topic, and your time starts now. Okay, time up, answer please. No sir, that is my, okay, right, Anjita. Time up, answer please. So why did you take 27,000 as the population after 6 years? Yes, Arya, in that question it is clearly given that 12,000 initially that was the population, and it become 27,000 in 6 years time. That is why I consider that value as 27,000 for 6 years time, right, and we need to find for 3 years. I hope it is clear, Arya. Okay, answer option number 1, only 2 to 3 answers in YouTube, and a little number of answers in the back and application also. So I think I need to explain that question. Listen carefully. Question number 9. I am explaining that question. Question number 9. A man mixes 5 kiloliters of milk at rupees 600 per kiloliter with 6 kiloliters at rupees 540 per kiloliter. How many kiloliters of water should be added to make the average value of the mixture rupees 480 per kiloliter? If you are dealing with average values, and if you are dealing with mixture type questions, in most of the questions we can apply the method of alligation, and I know you have an idea about the method of alligation. So I am using that frame to find the answer. Listen carefully. It is clearly given that a man mixes 5 kiloliter of milk at rupees 600 per kiloliter and 6 kiloliter at rupees 540. So he is mixing 2 qualities of milk and making it a new mixture. To that mixture he is adding some quantity of water. As a result of that, the average price, it is clearly given as rupees 480. So listen, clearly given that a mixture is formed using the using the given two milk. First milk the price rupees 600 and second milk it is 540. That is, from that data it is clear that the two milks are of different qualities, right? He is mixing two qualities of milk and making a milk mixture. He is making a milk mixture. To this milk mixture he is adding water. He is adding water. As a result of that he will get a new mixture that worth 480 per kiloliter. So first of all we need to mix this milk mixture. Price and the quantity is given. I am going to find the average price for that mixture because the final mixture price is given as 480 per kiloliter. Per kiloliter price is given, so we should find the per kiloliter price for both. And since we are adding water, we know that always we consider the price of water as 0. You should remember that when we are dealing with allegation, I am not considering quality or quantity, I am just considering the price. If we consider price, we should consider the price as 0. Sorry. Yes, milk mixture. So I am going to find the average price after mixing. For that 5 kiloliter at rupees 600. So 5 into 600. That is the price for the first milk. Second is 6 kiloliter, the price is 540. We need to add and we need to mix it and we need to find the average. So on adding these two mixture the price is 3000 and this is 3240. So this is the total sum and we need to find the average price for that mixture. So we need to divide it with 6 plus 5, 11 is there. So divide by 11, it becomes 6240 divided by 11. That will be the price per kiloliter for this milk mixture, right? So I need to consider this 6240 divided by 11 here. I am allocating this. We know that we considered this price with respect to quantity. So finally we will get the quantity ratio and we know that we added the water. It is clearly given that how many kiloliters of water should be added to make this average. We know that this milk mixture quantity, we know that it is 11 kiloliter, correct? And we need to find this added water, that is x liter. This is what we need to find. So on solving we will get a ratio. Since we considered the price with respect to the quantity, the final ratio will be quantity splitting ratio. So after finding the ratio we can easily find the answer because this milk mixture quantity is known 11 kiloliter. So we can connect that with the ratio and we can easily find the water quantity. So I am solving this. Yes, this difference it is 480 and this difference, listen carefully, I am solving this 6240 divided by 11 minus 480, right? So on crossing 6240 minus 480 into 11 it is 5000 I'm sorry 5280, right, divided by 11. On subtracting it is 960 divided by 11. So on solving this you will get this as 960 by 11. Okay, on taking the difference you will get the fraction as 960 by 11. So this is the ratio. I am cancelling this 480 two times. So on crossing the ratio becomes 11:2. Yes, we got the ratio 11:2. So this is the quantity splitting ratio. Out of this ratio we know that this is the quantity splitting ratio and this 11 corresponds to 11 kiloliter. So if this 11 corresponds to 11 then this 2 will give the answer, right? If 11 corresponds to 11 the operating value is 1. So 2 corresponds to 2 kiloliter. So for this question the answer is option number 2. Option number 1, 2 kiloliter, that is 2 kiloliter of water should be added. So answer is option number 1. Yes, many answer it as option number 1. I hope it is clear. If you have any doubt please do comment, I will check that and if I need to explain once again, for sure I will explain. Sorry. Please do comment, I want to know whether it is clear for all. Okay. Always remember that when we are dealing with allegation, we can consider anything with respect to anything. Here we consider the price with respect to quantity, right? Always remember that the final ratio will be that with respect to splitting ratio. Since we consider the price with respect to quantity, the final ratio will be quantity splitting ratio. Okay. Always remember that point. We can consider anything with respect to anything. We can consider age with respect to number, we can consider distance we can consider speed with respect to time. If we consider age with respect to number, the final ratio will be the number splitting ratio. If we consider the speed with respect to time, the final ratio will be time splitting ratio. Remember that, right, when we are dealing with allegation. Yes, last question. Yes, clear for all. I am happy to see that. Yes, last question, question number 10, and your time starts now. Time up, time up. Little calculative, I will provide additional 35 seconds. Yes, provided 70 seconds for solving this question. Answer please. This option number 2, Ajit, Rochik 2, Anil Kumar 2. I think that is wrong answer. Please do check that, or just give another try for that question. I think the answer is not option number 2, please. Everyone is answering it as option number 2. And I don't think that it is option number 2. Answer please. Srinath Sri, option number 3. Another answer. Actually that value is also wrong. Ruchik Nair, it is not option number 3. So I am solving that question. Many have, I think many have the doubt. Repeatedly they are saying that it's option number 2 or 3. So I am explaining that. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. A good question from the topic permutations and combinations. Here this is combination, right, since we are selecting. A cricket team of 11 players is to be formed. Listen carefully. We need to form a player group of 11 players. 11 players is to be formed from 20 players. So I am reading that question. Listen carefully. A cricket team of 11 players is to be formed from 20 players including 6 bowlers and 3 wicket keepers. The number of ways in which a team can be formed having 4 bowlers and 2 wicket keepers. That's all data given. So first of all I am going to frame the condition, that is a cricket team of 11 players is to be formed. So 11 player team is to be formed from 20 players. Correct? 20 players including 6 bowlers and 3 wicket keepers. Clearly given that in this 20 players it includes 6 bowlers and 3 wicket keepers. The number of ways in which a team can be formed, a team we need to form 11 players, right? A team can be formed having 4 bowlers, so 4 bowlers and 2 wicket keepers. This is what we need to find, right? You should remember that we need to form a group of 11 players, but up to this point we have only 6 players. That means 4 bowlers and 2 wicket keepers. That means we require 5 other players also, because 6 plus 5, that is 11. So we require 5 other players also, that we should remember. So to take that 5, we know that total 20 players are there. Out of that 6 bowlers and 3 wicket keepers are there. So 6 plus 3 9. So remaining 11 others should be there. So we need to consider these others also to form that 11 players group. Okay, then listen. So I am framing this. Listen carefully. That is, I am going to find the 11 player group. So first of all, I am going to select 4 bowlers. To select 4 bowlers, we know that total 6 bowlers are there. From that 6, I am selecting 4 bowlers. Since it is selection, that is combination, that we know. Next, we require 2 wicket keepers. So from 3 wicket keepers, we can select 2 wicket keepers in 3C2 ways. And 5 other players are also required, because we require total 11 players. So from that 11 other players, I am selecting 5 other players. So this forms a group of 11 players, right? Since it is a group, by the principle of multiplication, we need to take the product. So I am solving this 6C4. We know that 6C4 we can write as 6C2. 6C4 we can write like 6C, take the difference 2. That is equal. So 6C2 we know that it is 6 into 5 divided by 2 into 1. Instead of writing 6C4, 6C4 is 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 divided by 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. It is a lengthy procedure. Instead of solving like that, I am solving like this. 6C4 we know that it is 6C2. So 6C2 it is 6 into 5 divided by 2 into 1 into 3C2, actually it is 3C, the difference is 1. 3C1 actually it is 3 into 11C5. Of course we need to write, because 11C5 is equal to 11C, the difference it is 6. So this is smaller, right? So 11C5, that is 11 into 10 into 9 into 8 into 7, because we need to consider 5 numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, divide by 5 factorial, 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Cancelling and solving this. Yes, 2 3 times. After that 5 2 times, 4 2 times, 3 3 times. Cancelling these 2 2's. As a result of that, 5 3's are 15. 15 into 3, 45 into 3 into 2, 6, 6 into 11, 66 into that additional 7. So 45 into 66 into 7. That we will give the answer as 20,790. So finally we got the answer, and the answer is option number 1, 20,790. Yes, finally many got the answer. Okay, not clear, now clear. Okay, Anil Kumar. Okay, now it's clear. Okay, right. I hope this is clear. If you have any doubt, please, I want to know whether this is clear for all. Please do comment. I want to know that whether it is clear for all. So thank you for watching this video. Yes, if you feel that this video session is helpful, if you feel that it is helpful, do share with your friends. Okay, thank you very much. So winding up the class, thank you for watching this video. I am repeating that if you feel that this is helpful for you, do share with your friends. Then thank you for watching this video. Thank you very much.